So a lot of peace deals occurred over the break, and one pretty big war popped up as well. So let's talk about some of the provinces that certain countries have grabbed. First of all, like we thought, America grabbed all of Florida and completely eliminated one of the French colonies. And French Louisiana is not doing that good. They have seen better days. That's for sure. Anyways, so that I think is the only changes that have occurred over. I will check over that a little bit later. That's the only changes that have occurred. I think in North and South America, Ethiopia grabbed a few provinces away from the Zulu. I think that is it for Africa, off the top of my head, at least. All of the personal unions are still in place. I think Russia lost, Russia lost some provinces. I don't know how. Yes, they lost some provinces, it looks like maybe one or two. Poland's gotten much deeper into Russian territory, although they're dealing with a few peasants. I don't think it's going to be, that might be a big deal for Poland because Poland's already in Byzantium territory. Byzantium grabbed their former cores back from Greece. They still have one or two more that they could get back, but Byzantium made a slight comeback, a very, very slight comeback. Poland grabbed this from Austria. I have no idea why. I don't know. Also, is Germany still alive? Germany at some point got destroyed, but that was definitely not over the break. That probably happened a long time ago. And as for Asia, boom. Indonesia did grab all of their cores back that they started off the game with, so they're doing pretty well. Indonesia's looking really, really good. And India also kind of doing the same thing. I don't know if they grabbed, I don't know what they grabbed exactly. But anyways, so obviously there's a really big war going on. Let's look at what it is exactly. It is India versus Spain. This is an Indian-Spanish imperialist war. India called in Byzantium, the Zulu, Siam, Babylon, Indonesia, and the Mayans. Even the Mayans gotten involved in this. This is really big. This is like India kind of taking up the reins from China, who China has had kind of the big control over Europe. They were the big threat to Europe for a long time, except for now China is really looking bad. Spain obviously calling in all the traditional Spanish alliance members from Europe. We also have the Celts versus Sweden. Interesting one. Zulu versus Portugal, no big deal there. And then Songhai and Morocco, they decided to not stay allied to each other. Well, they weren't allied, but they were fighting a mutual war together. And they also had good opinions of each other, but that was it. Anyways, so this is the big one. India imperialist war over Spain. This is pretty much India maybe making their own comeback. We'll see. I mean, this is a huge global war that's going on. Surprised that India wasn't able to call in China, which was pretty shocking. Also, I didn't even talk about this because maybe I was confused or something. India, I think, just completely stayed out of the... India still has their alliances with China and Indonesia. They probably lost one of those, right? Because Indonesia... Yeah, China declared war on Indonesia. India helped them out. So they probably ended up getting their alliance. I think as China continues to lose strength, they become more and more reliant on this Indian alliance. That's probably why it's so easy for them to get it back up. China's in a really messed up situation now, though, because really the only nations they can go to war with is Polynesia or England. They don't want to continue to step on the Indian toes by going to war with Indonesia, so they're going to have to fight huge wars no matter what now. This is a big step, and China really needs to step it up here. They need to join in. They need to take over provinces from Polynesia. They're fighting their own separate war. That might be the reason why. They are, and that just popped up. They're fighting their own separate war, so that will certainly help out India for sure. Even though that war score isn't being contributed to the massive alliance, it's still going to help them out by a lot. Because now India doesn't really have to worry about Polynesia as much, even though Polynesia was never concerned from the very beginning. Are they even building forts here? No. So anyone can just walk in through Polynesian China and be absolutely fine. Anyways, yeah, stuff to kind of keep in mind. Bam. So Venetian Bengal and this part of Spain is going to be completely occupied very soon. There probably won't even be any resistance there. Byzantium is kind of screwed, which is unfortunate. Syria needs to Babylon needs to watch out for Assyria. Babylon, I mean, they're able to transfer their forces around pretty quickly in the Indian Ocean and reinforce the Saudi Peninsula. Anyways, what do we have? The Celts and Sweden. I don't even know where that popped up at or why. Oh, I guess, yeah, Scandinavia. That's the reason why. Is Denmark involved here? No. And who is this? This is America? America? When did America get this stuff? So that must have been something when... Geez, I don't even know. But America has their own footholds now in Europe. That happened a while ago. I think that happened probably right after the personal union or before the personal union. Didn't realize that America was also fighting this war in the mine. I knew the mines were involved with India, but wow, this makes things even more interesting because now we're seeing this conflict occur in North America. Pretty much every war that breaks out now is it's just a world war almost. I mean, this is straight up just a world war now. And it's just crazy to see some of these sort of alliances that have formed. I mean, at this point, everyone kind of has to work together, and there really has been the second team that has formed. India and China, really, really good kind of force working together here. I mean, even though they're not working together in this war, themselves, it's still a pretty big deal. Oh, is China also allied to the Mayans? Ooh, that's another very, very powerful ally. So, yeah, and then the Mayans, so they're all allied to each other. China, India, and the Mayans, outside, non-European powers that are very, very close to being, among I think I'd consider them all great powers, all kind of teaming up against this crazy Spanish alliance that Spain has over Poland. I'm sorry, not over Poland. I mean, they're allied to Poland, but I mean, like, they pretty much are allied to all of Europe besides France. There's a few, factors outside of France, Russia, Denmark, and Austria. Everyone else doesn't really matter. I mean, I could just say Denmark because Denmark and Austria are the same. So pretty much France, Denmark, and Russia are the few. And Byzantium, I guess, but does Byzantium really count that much? I don't think so. I don't know if I'd count them that much. They haven't really had any sort of impacts. They've had impacts on the game, but they haven't really had any control over their destiny at all for a very long time. So we'll see. I mean, it looks like America, I don't know. It looks like America's now more powerful than the Mayans, and I don't know how that occurred because for a while there I was like, wow, the Americans are going to get their butt kicked, but that never ended up happening, which is shocking. I didn't realize that was a possibility. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think we need to keep in mind who pieces out separately, of course, and who out of the kind of the other nations besides Spain and India are grabbing provinces who are benefiting from this war. I can guarantee you, I think the nations that are apart, that aren't the leaders of each side, are going to probably benefit more from the war. India's at -2 war score right now. They're not winning at the moment. Again, if India was able to call in China, they might have been able to win. They might be winning at least, or at least the war score game. Songhai is kicking Morocco's butt, and Songhai is going to become even more powerful, I think, in the sub-Saharan region. Yeah, all of this stuff is already under full occupation. Wow. They're going to try to get across the Venetian West Congo, but I don't think they're going to be able to. Oh, this is England. That's right. Morocco and England got very similar colors, so there's no point for them to go that way. Oh, yeah, another thing to talk about, and this is very small, but Siam took up two provinces that were separating Siam and Indonesia. Siam took English provinces that were formerly part of the English Empire. Now this is a new border between Siam and Indonesia. Before, they never technically were bordering. They could fabricate claims across the same sea tiles, but now they actually have a land border. Who is this? The Celts. Oh, wow. So even the Celts got over here. I mean, they lost everything else. So a lot of these colonies that Europe and Polynesia have gotten in Eastern Asia are slowly falling to the nations that actually live in this region. India is continuing to colonize, something to keep in mind. And bam, English Siberia, which I don't think I made a comment about. This was formerly English Russia, just turned into English Siberia. It's gonna fall like quite fast, I think, to the Chinese if they focus. Because look, there's no forts here. There are no forts here at all. This kind of reminds me of a few things, and we'll look over the map mode one last time by the end of all this. We will definitely kind of look over this. I know people want to look at culture. Is there a way Russian, English culture? We have pretty much, is this Hindi? Hindi? I don't know how you pronounce that. We've got Persian here. I know that, yeah, so I just know that, oh, that's cool. Yeah, so the culture seems obviously drastically different from I would say from, right? Yeah, it's kind of. We'll check on this. We'll check on that later. I just wanted to briefly show that. Oh my gosh, India's even going after Assyria. This is the first. We have never seen India and Babylon actually moving in towards Assyrian territory. There usually seems to be a divide here because Persia still technically exists. That's pretty shocking. Now wait a second. Someone just peaced out. I don't remember who it was though. Anyways, yeah, we'll check out the culture later. But this is the first that we've never seen India moving this deep into the Middle East before, with the Babylonians' help, with the Babylonian Empire help, and they can even move up towards Byzantium if Byzantium still has a military. They technically do. Oh my gosh! Now Assyria, we've argued, could be one of those great powers that could, I think, maybe surpass the Spanish. But I don't know. I mean, India's really asserting their dominance here, and they've come out of nowhere to really take up the reins, being even more powerful than China, or being more successful in wars than China. And I don't really see anybody stopping them. When does this... Did Russia always have... No, you know what? England took a bunch away from Russia, huh? No, I don't know. Russia just looks different. Looks more, gross, I guess, with these borders. Sweden isn't involved in anything. Well, at least not this part of Sweden. Yep, like I thought, China's just able to run through Siberian territory pretty much without any resistance at all. Polynesia's already pretty much under full occupation. Oh, is Siam involved now? No. Siam's been involved on the Indian side for a while now. But they're not involved with China just yet. But unfortunately, these two powers are losing still. -9 war score. That's crazy that that's happening. A big reason why might be the Mayans losing. When a few nations separate peace, that might change a few things. Is this Spain? Yeah, California's gotten pretty deep into Mayan territory now. So actually, it would be better if the Mayans decide to just say, it's fine. I'm out of the war. So clearly, we know now that America can dominate the Mayans when it comes to a North American war. But there's not really enough time for them to absolutely dominate. The Mayans are always going to be a power here. It's 1787. So we're about, 35 years away. Something like that, if I'm doing my math right. So, yeah, that's not going to be enough time. They can maybe get themselves involved into like 2 more wars if they're lucky after this, if they're smart and they're aggressive. Celts after, oh, here we go. Ethiopia back at war with Portugal. Everyone trying to eat away at Portugal. And India's at -15 war score, so they probably won't win this. Well, they're at -13 now. But it's unlikely. They really need France. They need to... I know that India and France were allied beforehand, but they're not anymore. They need to make more progress. Oh, who is this? Oh, Spain. Oh, they've all come. The reinforcements have come. Oh, these are huge forces here. No, that's Babylon, Siam, and Indonesia. That's 120 stack from all those nations. And probably India, right? Well, it didn't say India was there. Spain is definitely trying to reinforce the Middle East as the Eastern powers continue to kind of dominate. I mean, this is a huge force. England going to northern Assyria. So it's because I think Persia has finally given military access to India. Probably to India, or it could have been through Assyria. It doesn't matter. It ended up screwing Assyria over. Wonder if Denmark is ever going to completely kick out Sweden. I think that is the question that everyone is wondering. That's the most important question. No, I would like this area to be a little bit more clean at some point. In my opinion, I would personally like to see that. Any more wars that have popped up? Yep, -17. So what will be the results of this? What will happen to India and China and the Indian alliance? It seems like India is probably going to lose some of their allies, I think. This was too big of a force, I think, to even face. Maybe too soon. Too big of a force, too soon of a force to face. I think that's what we're seeing here. I think they might have needed, 1 or 2 more friends. That is, India needed 1 or 2 more friends. They might have... Ooh, here's some more provinces falling in the English-Arabian region. I mean, they haven't severed peace to anybody else yet, and that's a big problem too. No one's been separate peaced. There's going to be a few separate peace deals soon. I don't know when. I'm guessing the Mayans will be the first one. Or maybe Byzantium too. Was Byzantium even involved in the war anymore? They are, technically. Does Byzantium control some sort of a pass? I mean, I don't know why Byzantium should control the Eastern Mediterranean. No, Venice is definitely over here. Because I'm like, why aren't they crossing over? So Byzantium and the mines are both going to get out, which I think could actually, that's going to raise the war score up. If India has the war enthusiasm and the lack of war exhaustion on their side, they could have some success. They could still maybe pull this out. It's doubtful, though. Ooh, there's another big war that just popped up. Inca versus Brazil, once again. Inca calling in France and Haiti. Brazil calling in Spain, Venice, and colonies. Spain and Venice won't help out. But last time they tried this, the Inca didn't have that much success. It was. I mean, they had success, but they didn't take anything away from it. What are these wars? They're all imperialists wars? Yes. Pretty much we are in an era of just imperialism. It's the only thing that matters. We'll see if Haiti contributes a lot. Since Haiti no longer really has to worry about sub-Saharan region, they actually might contribute a lot to this war for the Inca's side. And like I said, or not like I said, Spain is involved in a whole global war going on in the old world. I don't think they have time to deal with Latin America right now. I'm surprised that alliance is still up with Spain. I mean, I guess Spain just tries to keep all their friends together. They don't want to lose their friendships. Poland, Assyria, Polynesia, Brazil, and America. Oh my gosh. America is... Oh, we knew that. America was allied to Spain. Still, with America and that personal union over England, that's... America looks good. I mean, if America could just eat away at a ton of Mayan provinces, which is not possible, but if they just took like half of all the Mayan provinces, they would just instantly become, I think, the most powerful nation. But they just don't have the power there. They're very well developed, I think. They're well developed, but they don't have the size. The Mayans are very well developed as well. Very well developed as well. Very developed, though. They are. I think the English were too busy defending Assyria, and I think most of their military has been either destroyed, or they're along the British Isles, or they're protecting the Arabian Peninsula. They're probably all over the place. Who could take... I don't think Assyria could lose anything, technically. Man, Siam being involved, though, really, really does help. A negative 18 war score. Still, all those allies are on their side. China is also getting higher and higher on the war score list, which doesn't make much sense. I mean, it does, because the war was declared for what? No, that doesn't make any sense. It was declared for Polynesia, which that Australian Polynesia has been a lifesaver for Polynesia this entire campaign. We might have had a peace deal occur. No, this is still about the same. 1789. I'm going to continue to push this campaign. We'll see. I'll kind of keep in mind some of the results of these wars. Wait a second. Polynesia's... Oh, we knew about that. Polynesia after Indonesia. We'll see how that goes. Maybe, Indonesia has taken a lot away from Polynesia. They might be able to take some cores back if they get lucky in separate peace, but we'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.